back to the YouTube channel Pro Enzo Vid, and this is my thoughts on the game that just finished between both Knights and Manly at McDonald Jones Stadium. And, well, this is my review. And, obviously, we lost 28 points to 18 in Newcastle. Look, not a result I wanted, obviously, because I thought that maybe today, without, I guess, Tom, Jake, and DCE, that, you know, we could still win the game and definitely within a chance of winning. And we definitely were. And, you know, I think we were pretty good despite, I guess, some calls, which I'll get into in a minute. But, yeah, I backed us today. Like, I thought in Newcastle the boys would turn up and, you know, put in an effort. You know, I saw it coming, definitely with the way they played for most part of the game until maybe towards the end. But, yeah, look, I think we were just unlucky in some parts, I felt like, today. Newcastle, you know, they wanted to get a win in Newcastle, I think, and obviously Ponga missing out on Origin was in for big games, and which he did. And Gagai was also, I guess, probably filthy. He missed out on Queensland selection. So then two for Newcastle were huge for them. And yeah, honestly, Newcastle did well. I mean, good on them. I think they played a good enough game to win today. Yeah, I'm going to mention the refs soon. Don't worry. But Newcastle, they were good. There was definitely some things they did well today, but yeah, obviously a bit filthy about some parts of the refereeing, that's for sure. But before I do start, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Looking to get to 3,500 subscribers by hopefully early June to maybe mid-June. That's the next goal on the YouTube channel, so please do subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, look, I think it's fair to say that Manly were unlucky today. So I'll just start by saying that what's his name? Peter Goff. Peter Goff. I don't know how to say the last name. Anyway, he's irrelevant to me anyway. Some of his calls today were pretty disgusting. Like I will admit that. I'm not gonna say it was robbery because we weren't robbed. That you know, that took no part in the game whatsoever, us being robbed. But I can definitely say one thing for sure is that we were done in many parts of the game. Like, I don't understand how you can, I guess, give a try. Well, when what's his name, Fingers Crossland scored, but there's obviously more other issues than that. When Crossland scored, how you can say that we stripped the ball out and raked the ball out of the Knights' hands there, and thinking that we were the ones that made the ball come free. And when Knights were losing the ball anyway, it's ridiculous. That was an awful call. That was shocking. And that try should never happen to Fingers Crossland. There was another call that got given where Tolu Kola put a good shot on Ponga, and it was a great tackle. It was a fair tackle. You know, you can't say that tackle was illegal or anything wrong about it. But because it's Ponga and because he's only living on one brain still anyway, nah. You know, you know, the referees want to put a big judgment around Ponga and want to try and protect him as much as possible. So I think now with any little big contact towards the head, you know, they're going to obviously explode and have a real go. So, you know, it is what it is. But that was a shocking call. Like, I don't understand why Cole went to the sin bin form. Not a sin bin worthy act in my opinion. Not at all. I mean, if you're smart enough to understand about the rules of the game and how what is displayed as a high tackle and stuff, well, you know that for sure that tackle by Kola and Ponga was not a high tackle or anything dangerous about it. So, yeah, it's just a really stupid call that Peter Goff made today. Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. The game's getting worse by these calls getting made, and that call where Kola went to the sin bin for a good tackle, a great tackle. It's a tackle that's built on what rugby league's all about, and that's a sin bin. Absolute joke, disgusting. And then there was another call where I think when what's his name, Marzu scored, and I think Ponga, you know, he was, I guess, about to pass the ball to Marzu, which he did, but it looked like in the replay that Ponga lost the ball to Saab, where Saab rushed down into the line, which Saab shouldn't have done, obviously. But when Saab rushed out to try and tackle Ponga, yeah, I think Ponga lost the ball into Saab's arms. Like he was juggling with the ball and literally lost into Saab's arms. And you know, I thought at first that it was a try. Like that's what I thought at first. But then when the replays were shown, I was like, Ponga lost the ball to Saab and you know, he obviously didn't have possession when passing it to Marzio after. So there were 3 bad calls in that game, and obviously there were more. The penalty count early on was ridiculous as well. Knight's 4-1 penalty count inside 20 minutes is just ridiculous. That's too many penalties to give away. Well, I guess we gave away some, but some penalties were obviously penalties that are not normally given and weren't penalties in my opinion. So there's a bit of our fault and the referee's fault as well. But either way, you can't say that Manly were not dudded in some parts of the game today. Like, I think we were dudded definitely. Were we robbed? No, because we made some decisions and plays hard for ourselves to come by and overcome. But I think now, just thinking about it, we weren't robbed, but definitely dudded for sure. We were dudded. I think if those tries and those calls were reversed and given as the right calls originally, we would have had a closer game, and I think Manly could have won. But what can you do? Knights won now, and you know, you can't go back in the past, sadly. I'll just say though, for Manly, missing Tom Trbojevic, Jake Trbojevic, Daly Cherry-Evans, and obviously that's 3 of our best players there. The effort was good. It was a really good effort today. I was really proud by the boys. The boys really put in and dug in deep and really gave it a go. You know, I think guys like Garrick were good, very consistent. Saab was great. Lachlan Croke was phenomenal in his first game as captain. So Croke's played well. Who else played well? I think Paseka and Sipley's impact in the middle was good as well. So it definitely wasn't an all-in-all bad performance, because I think the boys played well and a few players stood out. But I think, yeah, I think just the other effort areas weren't all there, and I think that's on us to be blamed for. Yeah, I think, you know, I think Kohler unfortunately didn't have his best game, which is fair, which is okay, because he's a young kid. He'll get better. You know, I can't be critical of Kohler. But, yeah, it doesn't help when he's playing outside of a few other players that let him down today. I think you know who, but I'm not going to, you know what. But, yeah, obviously, Cole's outside men did not help him today whatsoever. But, look, I guess we weren't good enough. And I guess we were a bit done, but we weren't good enough. But once we get Turbo, Jake, and Cherry-Evans back, Cherry will fix our right side, Turbo will fix our attack, and Jake will fix our middle and defence. So once we get them 3 back, the whole team will be a lot better, don't get me wrong. As for Newcastle, they were great. Well, not great, but because they were at full strength, basically, and really struggled to put away a depleted Manly side. So they didn't really beat a depleted Manly side convincingly. So, yeah, I wouldn't say it's a great win by Newcastle. I do backtrack and say great, but they were good enough to win. I think that's what you should say. I think that's how Newcastle will take it as a win that they had to win. And they do, because they've got the bye next week as well as Manly. So it's important they won that game today. But, yeah, not a convincing win either. But if I'm to give the top 3 players in ground, I will go number 3. I will give it to probably... I'll give it to Garrick as top 3 player, as one of my top 3 players on the ground. Ruben Garrick, number 3. Number 2, give it to Greg Marzio. I think he was really good today for Newcastle. And I don't like saying it because I think he, you know, was a bit too protected today, as he usually is. Kalen Ponga for my man of the match. But yeah, look, a tough game to take as a loss, but is what it is. That's rugby league, and we move on. But thank you for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment your thoughts in the game in the comment section down below. See you in the next video.